Hello, my fellow wizards. For those of you sleeping under a rock, Testrealm is out, and with it comes the brand new world of Novus, new gear, new spells, and a whole bunch of new mechanics for combat. So today I want to talk about my first impressions of the new world and all the big changes coming with it. Before I start, and this should be obvious, if you don't want spoilers for Testrealm, you should stop right here and not watch anymore. Alright, let's hop right on in. First, to give you a tiny bit of context, it's pretty obvious that Novus is based on the concept of Surrealism, which relates to ideas of the unnerving, the illogical, and the expression of the unconscious mind. Some famous art you may have seen that has Surrealist influences include the likes of Salvador Dali or Pablo Picasso. You get the idea. The point is, Novus is different from any other worlds we've seen in Wizard101 before. To put it simply, it's weird, but in the best way possible. Look no further than Canadas, the central hub of Novus, which shows you exactly what you can expect from this new world right off the bat. It's striking, to say the least, with bits and pieces of other societies from the Spiral and even Pirate 101, notably the Marlebonians, Monquistans, Polarians, and Valencians. And all the while, whatever this is, a giant Sauron-like eye in the sky is watching you. The entire place is also nestled in the palms of giant stone hands with portals leading to other surreal locations. And dang, look no further than the gorgeous skybox. I freaking love it. However, this isn't all there is to see. The portals spread amongst the fingertips of Canadas take us to other worlds themed after the different societies mentioned earlier, all with eye-catching scenery and bizarre architecture that kept me looking for the tiniest subtle details. From the enormous fruits and MC Escher-esque buildings in Puerto Nuevo, to the discarded baguettes and rose-adorned Eiffel Tower in La Ville Rose, to the giant hydrant-lined streets of New Vicorgia, and the hellish landscape of the Stone of Heaven with a portal to the charming and colorful Kathmandu hanging in the sky, every area of Novus I've seen so far has truly been a treat to visit. It's so clear the developers were having fun with this world and put a lot of care into giving each area a unique character and connection to the other areas of the Spiral. This further extends to the new types of enemies, which are also incredibly varied and fun. Banana spiders roam underneath a grove of upturned banana trees, fish with legs trot along an icy tundra, and floating mustaches dance along beneath fire and brimstone. I never totally knew what to expect when I turned a corner. The new enemies also aren't shy about using the new pip and spell system introduced with Novus, the Archmastery system. This new system introduces something called school pips, which are essentially power pips for schools other than your own. I'll link the developer notes in the description below for how exactly these new pips work, but so far it seems very fun and mixes up combat in a way that I think has been sorely needed for a while. Some new spells will require a combination of different types of pips to use, like an ice spell that requires Death School pips, which allows for a lot more customization and creative spell designs. Any school pips can also be used as power pips for your primary school, so if you still want to stick with the strategy of blade and hit, you can do that without any issues. But if you'd like more variety, you can take that path as well, which is really nice. It's fairly straightforward how to switch between different school pips in your deck menu or even in the middle of combat, allowing you a ton of control over what kind of spells you might want to use. Know that this new pip system may also have interesting interactions with the mastery amulets, which people have used up until now to use power pips for a different school than their primary one. Speaking of new spells, I won't show every single new spell in this video, but they are so out there and unexpected and incredibly fun to watch. I think my favorite so far might be the new spell Deathly Depths, an ice spell which requires a Death School pip to cast. You can see how the spell has a really nice balance of elements from both schools. Honestly, all the spells were designed with a lot of care to showcase elements of the main school and whatever school pip is required to cast them, which I think led the devs to be incredibly creative rather than being stuck in one narrow theme. The past couple worlds have had themed spells that haven't been nearly as appealing in my opinion, oftentimes more goofy than cool, so these new spells are a refreshing change of pace. Finally, let's talk about gear. The crafted gear is called Aeon and definitely looks the part for Novus, with creepy eyes and polygons everywhere. It looks like this could be an upgrade for a lot of people, with notable changes being a loss of power pip percentage on the hats, robes, and boots, but gained back on the athame and ring, which is sort of interesting. Decks can also be seen to have the new Archmastery rating, which increases the rate at which you generate school pips. Here's a quick sped up version of me clicking through all the different gear, so feel free to pause for whatever school you're most interested in. The new gear also requires some new reagents from Novus, including pixels and polygons, so we'll have to see what the best ways to acquire those things will be. Another interesting addition with this update are pins, which act sort of like jewels, but for your hat, robe, and boots. There are 3 new types of pins: sword, shield, and power. Sword pins emphasize offensive stats and are geared toward enhancing secondary school damage. Shield pins are defensive and enhance school-specific resist, block, and outgoing healing, and power pins are utility-based and enhance secondary school accuracy or pip conservation. So essentially, these pins are not generally going to boost your primary school damage or stats, but instead boost secondary school stats so that it is more viable to use more than just your primary school in combat. You can see how this all ties into the school pip and Archmastery system. The world itself, the new spells, and gear all share the same theme of encouraging variety and experimentation. So given just this initial brief first impression, what are my final thoughts? Honestly, I haven't been this excited to play Wiz in a long time. Novus feels like it really has the potential to give Wiz the kick it needed. It is so full of interesting places to explore, interesting spells to experiment with, and interesting gear to tweak to your own personal needs. I really gotta hand it to the devs this time. They've created something truly unique and special here, and I encourage everyone to check it out for themselves. While I can't comment on the story yet, as I haven't delved too deeply into it yet, I'm pumped to see what journey Wiz takes me on through this amazing place. In Latin, the word novus means new, fresh, unusual, or extraordinary, and it definitely fulfills that promise. Wiz has needed something fresh and new for a while, so I'm thrilled to see we've finally gotten it. Let me know what you think of Novus and all these changes in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. I hope to see you out there in the spiral, and happy questing.